Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into the One Team vs. All MOMO edition against the 10-star KIZUNA Shanks. So that was the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive into the strength variation to kick it off. Now, MOMO is so good for this particular KIZUNA. As a leader, he can get around the binds. He has an auto trigger to give you end of turn damage, so that way you get 4 turns of an attack boost, and you can get around the resilience. He can get around block orbs with his super type, because he can give you a full board of Wano, and he can remove damage reduction and attack down, which is very prevalent across the board with some of these stages. So, the team looks a little bit like this. We are using a friend captain, Otama, as well, so that way we get the best of both worlds. We're getting a little bit of XP, we're getting a little bit of tickets, and we're doing a bit of this and a bit of that. Momo's end of turn damage can actually just kill there as well, so if you guys just want to single tap on Momo to extend the attack boost, feel free to go for gold there and just let the end of turn do its work. Where the end of turn damage does its work most is on this stage against Yasop. Now, Yasop is going to have a random tandem or Wano orb barrier. He also has 5 turns of attack down, which Momo is so good because he can actually remove that. But another unit that's really, really good for this KIZUNA is Odin and Toki. Using the super swap of Odin and Toki will allow us to get a tandem orb on Odin Toki, as well as adjacent orbs getting tandem slots. So that way you have a Wano orb and tandem orb, so that way you can break the barrier, and with the end of turn damage of Momo, you can just kill the mob enemies in the back. But don't stress, the mob enemies, they do just run away, so it's really not that big of a deal. Plus, with Otama, you do have rainbow damage, so she's going to be hitting very, very hard. Now, I have my Momo at Super Tandem level 4. However, even just with Super Tandem level 1, you can actually get the Super Tandem with this team. Because we have a Luffy, a Dendro, and an Odin/Toki unit on the team, you can actually get that Super Tandem that Momo can provide as well. So, if you want to, just use the Beppo support on Luffy and Ace, and then use the Luffy and Ace special before using the super type of Momo, which you guys are about to see right here. But on this variation against Shanks, he has a damage limiter. Very, very annoying. You can only do 50% of his HP. It kind of sucks, but look, it is what it is. Plus, he puts up 5 turns of Thresholds. He gives you 6 turns of Despair, and he gives you a full bottle of block orbs. So Momo's great because you get around block orbs, but look, Luffy and Ace, you can use their special to rotate the block orbs as well. Their super swap is going to give you a chain boundary, plus it goes into their dual form for their increased special ability. Odin and Toki are going to be our color affinity booster. You'll have 2 turns of orb boosting with Luffy and Ace, and then you can use Dendro to remove the threshold. However, you do want to use Otama first. Otama is going to give you a conditional boost and give you the actual condition, plus her special is going to increase the orb boost of Luffy Ace, as well as her conditional boost, so it all works out pretty nicely there. You can use Chopper on this variation too to get some extra damage or extra resistance, but you are going to have to take 2 turns on this fight. So ideally, you're going to want to save a special just for a little bit extra damage. And look, because we are running 3 Psy units in this team, Chopper's usually better off used on the second turn. On to the second fight. Onto the tricolor now. This one is incredibly odd because it does go like quick, dex, side, dex, quick again. It's a very, very weird situation, but look, I do really like that they're doing this stuff. It does change up your taps. It also makes you think a little bit harder when it comes to later down the line with more HP and stuff like that. But for the early stages, it really doesn't matter. You can just tap with anyone and you will be absolutely fine. On stage 1, Marco is going to give cooldowns to particular units of Fighter Strikers and Free Spirits. And then again, you can just use the single tap of Momo to just kill the turtles that way. Momo's end of turn damage is actually pretty powerful, and it will basically just wipe the turtles even with their high defense. But make sure you tap with Momo, so that way you actually get the extended attack boost. So Momo does start with 4 turns. Every time he taps with a Wano orb, he actually increases that, which is pretty nice. On stage 2, you come up against, what's his name? Lucky Roo. Now, Lucky Roo is going to give you burn as well as 2 turns of hunger. So having Otama with the hunger limit break ability is very essential for this team, and then you can use Chopper to remove the burn. However, when you do kill Lucky Roo, he's going to hit you with 100,000 damage, so you are going to want to tank that somehow. So damage reduction sockets, all that kind of fun stuff, or you can use the Brook support on Chopper to give yourself 60% damage reduction, or if you have Bardo, if you summon on the support rare recruit banner, then you can use something like Otoko or something like that on Momo, or even Cat Viper to just tap and then remove the threshold on the final stage, because that's really the only reason VV's there. On the final stage of this variation, there's 5 turns of damage reduction, which is why Momo's so good. I think eventually you are going to get Threshold as well, or something else after level 30, but this team does take that into consideration. Odin and Toki are going to be your color affinity booster. You can actually switch back into Toki, so that way you have a little bit more type advantage, and that's going to work out pretty hunky-dory. Momo is going to give you a full board of Wano slots, but if you do it like this and you use the Luffy and Ace special before and get Beppo to give you a Tandem Orb, you'll still keep that Tandem Orb for the Super Tandem ability as well. Works out really, really nice. Otama, we don't have enough units to get Otama's Super Tandem, but we can definitely use Momo's. Otama's conditional booster, she's going to increase the orb, she's going to increase the conditional. With this, you have attack boost, you have orb boost, chain boundary, color affinity. You have the works, basically, and you can just easily kill Shanks there. On to the in variation now. This one is by far the easiest because we have a lot of type advantage here. And Momo is boosted, which means his stats are a little bit higher, and he's actually doing a little bit more damage. Unlike Gear 5, though, with the Rush ability, having a Super Tandem is quite nice, but it's nothing like what Gear 5 is actually doing. But the fact that you can actually use Momo's Super Tandem on this team, it's awesome, because then you can funnel all that damage back into Otama, and Otama can actually just be your big hitter for this particular variation. On stage 1, Marco is going to give you Strength, Dex, and Psi units cooldowns. Your super types are going to proc, and you can just use the end of turn damage, like I said, to actually kill the turtles. Just make sure, like I said, you just got to make sure you're tapping with Momo on turn 1. That way you can extend that attack boost, and that way you just carry it through to the final stage no matter what. Ben Beckman is on stage 2. He gives you an 80% HP card. He gives you 2 turns of Recovery Bind, so make sure you have Recovery Bind max on your Chopper. I would highly recommend getting this Chopper. If you guys are new to the game and you missed him, just go pick him up from the treasure map shop. He's free to play, and you're going to need him for Grand Voyage anyway. He's so fantastic for this KIZUNA as well. So utilizing the super swap of Odin and Toki here allows us to get an orb boost as well as some matching orbs, and then you can just easily kill with Momo and his end of turn damage to get through the resilience that Ben Beckman has. I always gonna say Ben Beckman Lucky Rude. That Ben Beckman has. On the final stage, there is going to be 2 turns of special reverse after level 31 for now, so Dendro's great here. You can't use a conditional booster though, so this is where using Otama first all the time to get her condition is basically a must. And then that way you don't have to worry about the interrupt when you use the Dendro special. Dendro is going to give you the 2 turns of cooldown. He's then also going to remove Threshold for the other variation. You can then use the super swap of Luffy and Ace to get yourself Chain Boundary. Use their special so you get the Tandem Orb and the Orb boost for 2 turns. Because there is an Intimidation on attack boost, orbs, and base stat for this particular fight. Again, why Momo's so good, because you carry an attack boost into the stage. Use Color Affinity with Odin and Toki. You get some massive resistance for Momo as well, and then you can use the Otama special to give you all those extra buffs. But that's going to wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go down there, bell like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.